Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees. Hope you all can hear me okay. The
Yes, Prabhu.
process, the process of Krishna consciousness, especially what we discussed just now, gives a clear indication that where we need to associate, what we need to associate, what we need to do during the association, and how do we interact with worldly minded peoples. How do we interact with people who have impersonalistic mindset? And how do we see that if those mindsets are there within our heart, the check and the balance, this is very significant for us. Yesterday I shared a verse from Bhagavatam, which is very important. And that consciousness will be manifested in us when we really follow these principles core to the heart. Anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, due to his unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome all the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. My question, if one really wants to understand the Lord, this is a process. What is a process? Anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Personality, actually, the favor also should come from the Lord. Surrender is actually favor from the Lord. The personality of God, due to unalloyed surrender. That means when one surrenders, then one receives a favor. And by receiving the favor, one will come to the surrender. It's all two ways. Because generally we always think that I went to so and so place and then I got that book and then I read that book. And then I took the association of the devotees and then I became a devotee. This is a normal notion which everyone has. But the thing is, if the devotee is not there to give that book, do we receive that book? If Srila Prabhupada did not write that, do we receive that book? If Srila Prabhupada did not establish it, do we receive that book? Or somebody gave you prasad, but it was the first time you're eating prasad in our life. If the process is not inculcated, can we ever receive that prasad? So the changes in our heart or the things which are changing, it's all by an arrangement, which is a special favor from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because he is the one who senses associates. Now, why devotees come from the spiritual world to here? This is the reason. Because the Lord is actually thinking about every living entity of this world. That when will these personalities do come to me? Through the thought process, the associates who are close to him, they are also becoming worried. And then to reduce the worry of the Lord, they come here, taking all the troubles. When Srila Prabhupada was there in Vrindavan, he was hardly eating anything. He was unable to. Sometimes when he was going, he slept so many nights without honoring prasad. Now, why these personalities are taking troubles? Because their whole intention is to see that the Lord is somehow, some shape or form is happy. They wanted to please him. They wanted to please their acharyas. See, they're here, but they're working for someone else. They're actually here. They're working for someone else. It's an indication which we see through all these pure devotees. Just like when Prahlad Maharaj was kept in a difficult state, so many difficulties. But at every state, what he's trying to do is, at every state, he's trying to show that this is the way. Even though Hiranyakashipu was completely against him, that means he's been kept in a traumatic situation, but his acceptance is what? His acceptance is not taking the traumatic situation, rather, his acceptance is actually seeing that how, see, he's not doing anything actually. If we closely observe there, for example, if a person has been asked, if a devotee has been asked, why are you chanting or why are you worshipping every day? He might not have a reason for that. He just does it to please the Lord. For example, if just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go and ask the South Indian Brahmana, then he would ask, why are you chanting and then why are you reading every day? He might not have any reasons. He simply told, my spiritual master told me to do this. And then when he was being asked, why are you crying? Then he said, I couldn't understand anything which is being written here. But when I see the picture of Partha Sarathi along with Arjuna, just simply by seeing that picture, I was just thinking, the source of all source, the master of everyone, the fear personified. No, that person is riding, is serving his devotee. What kind of personality is he? Just that thought is giving me tears. Because what can one do to reciprocate? We cannot do anything. Actually, that is an indication, that is a beginning of devotion. Because that actually keeps one in the selfless plane. We cannot do anything actually. That's why when that state is there, then the moment when we hear any instructions from our acharyas, just like Rupa Goswami is mentioning about the principle of how not to associate with worldly minded people in this world. Because what happens when we associate with worldly minded people? We get infected. Because we are not in that state of Mahabhagavata. Neither we are in the state of neophyte. We are in that ground, middle ground. We're kind of in between neophyte and a madhyama. We're kind of in between that state, kind of struggling with sadhana. So this ground will not help when we associate with worldly minded people. Now that is the whole intention Srila Prabhupada is writing here, not that Srila Prabhupada is envious against them. Not that Srila Prabhupada is somewhat envious against them. No, he's not like that. His intention is what? His intention is to show again and again that if you associate with that, your consciousness will be diminished. For example, I'll give this example. If a first grade child, or a second grade or a third grade child, if he is connecting with his classmates, then his way of understanding will be different. But the same child, if he's connecting with ninth grade or 10th graders, then trying to see what they are doing and trying to learn from them, you know what happens in that way? His intention will become different. What is that intention? Because he will learn what those elderly people are doing. Elderly in the sense ninth graders, like say 7, 8 years old. And he will apply the same thing at home. Oh, the mother will be surprised. Oh, what's happening? My son is little different today. Because he took association. Because his heart got changed. It's very easy. Very easy to change one's heart. Very easy to go to that state. So that is a core reason why they again and again, if you see through the life of Prahlad Maharaj, he's not worried of what his father is supposed to do. He's not thinking that, oh, what my father, what kind of, oh, yesterday he brought this kind of issue. I don't know what kind of issue he'll bring today. I don't know what kind of issue he'll bring tomorrow. He's not worried in that way. Because his worry is in what? His worry is not being absorbed in the process. His worry is to not is his worry is that, oh, I might not follow the instructions of my spiritual master. That is his worry. His worry is not that what my father will do. Because that is the core principle to come out of this bodily conception. See, the moment we think about this body, we become weak on a conscious level. That doesn't mean that, right, we shouldn't think. We should keep this body healthy. Now, what needs to be done, we should do for that. But thinking more about that body will make our consciousness weak. Please understand this. This is very important. Our body is like a bag of matter. This is like a lump of matter. And this lump of matter will not remain like that forever. There are changes to these bodies. You ask a person who is in 70s or 60s, they will tell. You can interview him. You can interview them. How your body is reacting. They tell that they have so many problems. Yes, that is a natural state. If a person has been asked, how are you doing? Then they would immediately tell this thing, oh, I have this problem, that problem. That is because that is what the meditations are. Obviously, it's not trying to put anyone down. That is how the body reacts. That is where the consciousness is. Now, the same question has been asked to Prahlad Maharaj or these acharyas. Are you having some difficulties? They wouldn't say. I'll give an example. Parikshit Maharaj, when he meets Dharani and Dharma, Dharani and Dharma is that they're troubled. Dharma is represented as bull, and Dharani is represented. The representation of Dharma is bull, and then the representation of Mother Earth is cow. Now they both are there. They are having very difficulties, so much difficulties. And then the Dharma is standing on only on one leg, because that is the inception of Kali Yuga. Tapa Saucham Daya Satyam. Those are the four pillars of Dharma. All these pillars are broken, only Satya is there. Even that Satya cannot stand, the truthful cannot stand because it's shaky, it's only on one leg. Now at that moment, Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, what is the problem? Who kept you in this particular state? Then she immediately replied that it is a will of the Lord, I've been kept in this state. It's not the problem of anyone else. No, I have to accept this state. To whom I should blame? No, there is nobody to be blamed. That's my destiny. I've been kept this state. If the Lord's will and wish supposed to happen, it will happen in that way. These are the words she's speaking. Then Parikshit Maharaj realized it is the Kali Purusha who is doing that, who's standing next to them. He's like a king, but he's not a king. He's like fishy king. He's not real king. He's like a duplicious. He looks like a king, but he's not a king. Parikshit Maharaj realized, yes, this is a problem. That he is the cause of this problem. Now, when we see this world, we can really perceive, oh, it's a Kali Purusha, this is how it is working. Because the material nature is there in Satya Yuga also. Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga. Material nature is there. Even she's there here now also, but the Kali Purusha is not there in those yugas. Kali Purusha will be only in this yuga, and then especially in this Kali Yuga, he'll be more severe. Because unless and until it becomes more severe, one will not take shelter of Lord Chaitanya, who descends in this Kali Yuga only. Whenever Krishna descends, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descends. No, they will not come in other Kali Yugas. So likewise, dear devotees, the millions of lifetimes have been passed. We don't even know. I was just yesterday, I was just thinking about this. There is an ocean. Dude, can we count how many waves ocean will give in 1 minute? If there is an ocean, can we count how many waves we have? No, we cannot perceive. We don't know how many waves are coming. Can we count how many waves we have in one day in the ocean? We have no idea. Can we count how many waves will come in the lifetime of a person? We have no idea. In 100 lifetimes of a person, no idea. So we don't know how many lifetimes we've been here, no idea. It's more than those waves. We are here that many lifetimes. And then that rebellious attitude became very strong in us. So that is the reason the Krishna consciousness is not taken more deeply. It's taken on a surface level. One goes deeper in Krishna consciousness when he follows the instructions go to the heart. Srila Prabhupada mentions about illusion. The moment we begin trying to enjoy this material nature, that is the moment we are kept in the material. That is the moment we are kept in the illusory state. Rather than serving, we want to enjoy anything in this world. It can be anything, dear devotees. Anything which we want to enjoy for our benefit, that causes bondage. That is a state of illusion. And then through that propensity, what happens is karma bhandar, reactions after reaction, one reaction after the another reaction. Just like a waves in the ocean, one wave after the other, one wave after the other, intertwined again and again. We've been baffled in this world again and again through different bodies. So many different bodies. Not single body, two bodies, three bodies, so many bodies. And when we hear this on one side, and on the other side, when we hear the words of the acharyas, which are telling, do not associate with worldly minded people. It is not like we are becoming a separatist. Rather, we are protecting ourselves from the onslaught of this material nature. Because the material nature cannot be changed. If you go and try to change this world, that will not be possible, dear devotees. Please understand this. Let's say you become a philanthropist and trying to change this world. Oh, this world has this problem, that problem, so many problems. Want to try to change the world. We will be affected, but we cannot change the world. Now, a person might enter with good intention only. I'll give an example. Now, a devotee practicing sadhaka, he felt that this process has to be given to everyone. Then he goes without the guidance of the spiritual master. He goes without having all the astra shastra. He goes. No, this is a practical example actually. And then he felt that, oh, I should give this to cinema stars. Well, somehow he gets a job there. And he goes. The spiritual master tells him, don't go there. Why? That's not your business. Don't go there. Why? You can do some other job where you can practice the process. Even the selection of the job is also important. He's been told, don't go there, but he goes, thinking that he will change everyone over there. Within couple of years, he was completely transformed. Not they changed, he changed. So it's very simple. To whom, to whom, and with what we are associated will become that. Very simple, straightforward. If you do not drink, you make a friend who drinks, then he will somehow, shape, or form, he will give that to us. He says, that's okay, slowly, slowly. You take little. That's okay, take little. That's so we get infected. Just like Prabhupada uses the example of poison in this purport, gives the example of poison taking. If you feed if you feed the snake banana, her poison content will increase. She'll become much more stronger. Because we shouldn't go into that realm. We shouldn't stay in that. They just say that just avoid it. For dvesha, envy, the only solution is just come out of that. There is no counterpart in the spiritual world for that. Because through that envy only we came here. For lust, there is a counterpart, there is love. But for envy, there is no counterpart. Envy is envy only. So one should try to avoid that as much as possible. That's a gray area for us. We shouldn't dwell in that. For example, if somebody is envious towards us, we should simply ignore that. But who are ignorant, we should help them. Who are envious, we should avoid them. So it is this impersonalistic mind, impersonalistic tendencies, the atheistic tendency, we should try to avoid that. Unless and until we are Mahabhagavata, we can purify them also. Just like Lord Chaitanya did, Prakashananda Saraswati. Simply through his gestures, he changed their heart. Through his heart, he transformed all of them. If you are empowered doing that, if Krishna empowers in that way, then that can be done. But unless and until that is not there, one shouldn't dwell in that. Now, most of the Indians, they are pious people. They believe that they understand there is God. They have some little faith. But that pious is at the level of karma kanda. But somehow when they get connected, then slowly the karma kanda propensities will go. Then pure devotion will manifest. But up until that point of time, the karma kanda will continue. So when they are innocent, then we should give them the association. Then we should tell them the truth. Then we should ask them to come to the plane of Shravana and Kirtana. Then we need to connect them to association, to higher association. If they are dvesha, if they show dvesha, enmity, professors just ignore them. Just like what is the propensity of a snake? Show enmity. Because through that enmity nature only she will expound the poison from the heart. Because she's envious. When the person becomes too envy, when a person has a lot of enmity, he'll take the birth of a snake in his next life. This is envious. Just like just like a snake, it will eat its own eggs because she's very envious. She has the eggs to lay another snake, but it will eat its own eggs. That's how deadly snake is. So the moment you see that, then you go away from that. So likewise, we should see if those propensities are coming in our heart. First thing is that we should try to avoid that. How enmity will come? I'll tell another example. If you see a person, oh, he's doing great. For example, it's in the circle of a devotee. He's doing great. He's practicing Krishna consciousness nicely. He's doing better than us. And we become envious. And when we are, our heart is not happy, when we see him, that means we need to understand we have dvesha with him. That means we need to understand we have enmity with him. Please understand, this is important. I'll repeat again. For example, there's a devotee. He's very nicely practicing. Everything is great. He does chanting, he does hearing, practices. But the moment we see him, if there's enmity in our heart, if our heart is not happy, enmity, how envy can be shown? How envy can be seen in the heart? We will not be happy by seeing them. Somehow our mind will not be happy. That itself is an indication. Darshane pavitra koro e tomara guna. Simply see here, Narottam Saki is telling, just by seeing a pure devotee, darshana pavitra koro e tomara guna. Just by seeing your qualities, my heart is happy. This is free from envy. But when the heart is not happy, but when somehow we are disturbed after seeing him, we need to understand we have dvesha with him. Very important, and we need to correct that. We need to see why our heart is reacting like that. We need to check our consciousness. Oh, why is my heart reacting? We will have some reasons and logics for that. Those reasons and logics, they are all illogical. It might be logical from our side. We might say, oh, yes, this person is really bad. So what? Everyone is bad here. Do we focus that? We are here means we have enmity towards Krishna. That's why we are here. We are here means we are envious towards his devotees. That's why we are here. Otherwise, why would we be here? This is a core reason of being here. A lot of people try to address, oh, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead or not? Is really Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead? How can we understand that? When the anarthas are there in the heart, the anarthas have to be curbed out. When the anarthas are curbed out, then we can understand who is Krishna, who are his devotees, why Krishna is doing Rasa Leela. Then those things we will understand later. But without curbing these anarthas, even though we understand them, we cannot understand them because they are challa, hidden. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an hidden incarnation, Challavatar, Chennavatar is an hidden incarnation. Nobody understands Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only the Authorized Guru Parampara, when one hears this truth, or when one gets the mercy of the authorization of the spiritual master, then only when one can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, we cannot understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A lot of people will tell, even in the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is born in Bengal, they even tell, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's a good devotee. No one understands that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's a sadhu. A lot of people will tell like that. Even in his birthplace, people tell like that because they're not connected to the process. They're not connected to the authorization, Guru Parampara. Everything is hidden here, dear devotees. Kali Yuga, everything is hidden, but when one gets the right association, oh, everything will open up. I will give an example of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He's like 125 years. साक्षात वैराग्य मूर्ति है. Sakshat is like empowered personality, directly descended from the spiritual world. He's like 120 years, 125 years old. His disciples are carrying him in a basket. And then he been told that this is a place, is in Mayapur. This is a place. Can we know where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended? So immediately he jumps from the basket. 125-year-old personality. From where the energy came. Hare Krishna. He jumps. And then he chants Gauranga, Gauranga. He chants Gaurahari, Gaurahari. Hare Krishna. Chants Gaur Gadadhar. Hare Krishna. He uses so many names of the Lord. It's very beautiful. He says, yes, this is the place Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is born. Otherwise, nobody would know. Otherwise, now we have big, big temples around Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace, and then they're doing circumambulations. They're offering pranams, obeisances. And if that personality did not reveal his heart, then it is hidden to the entire world. No, even the people would circumambulate, they would circumambulate as him as a sadhu. Cannot accept. Because the heart is not connected. The right connection has to be there. For example, if you received a ticket to go to Tampa, you should go to that gate only, gate number 3. If you go to gate 6, you'll not be connected to Tampa. You'll be connected to some other city. We don't know. Actually, they will not allow us to enter because it is hidden. Tampa means you should go to some other gate. Because the chain of Guru Parampara is like giving that boarding pass. Okay, I'm giving you this boarding pass. Take this boarding pass. Then you'll understand. So these words which we are connecting to our acharyas, they are our life and soul actually. And if we all feel that, then we will do this. Then we will do this on a deeper level. Then we will be grateful for doing that 50% which Rupa Goswami is mentioning. Oh, that's a big thing actually. If a person who has an impersonalistic mentality, who has a tendency of enjoying this world, he can never do that. I will write it down. A person who has impersonalistic mentality, having the tendency to enjoy this world, having so many responsibilities on a material plane, he can never come to that plane. I know so many practicing devotees. It's very difficult to come that state. That's why Srila Prabhupada here writes that. He says, according to the Dadati principle, an advanced devotee is supposed to spend at least 50% of his income on the service of the Lord and his devotees. It's rare actually. So there are so many principles like this which we are actually missing out. Actually, we should also have a platform for that. I remember my spiritual master telling on this. He says, not just pure devotion is the essence, but to give that platform is also more important. Pure devotees are at different levels. For one person he practices himself, pure devotion. And then the second person who just not just practices, he inspires others. Another level. The third level is he not just practices, not just he inspires others, he gives a platform to those devotees so that they can also come to that place. So the different levels. And he says, one who does that, the third thing, he is a Mahabhagavata. That means he is not just practicing, he is not just inspiring, he is also giving them the platform. He is Mahabhagavata. That is what Srila Prabhupada did. That is what his pure followers are doing. And whoever abides to that, they will also relish. That is the process of relishment in this Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, when these things are not there, if the mind is not rightly engaged, what it will do? It will do some other engagement. YouTube or this or that. So many other engagements. Oh, what's happening? What is happening between Trump and India? What is happening between Trump and Modi? What's happening? Or what is happening in that war? Some war, Russia, Ukraine, whatever it is. So because the mind will go into those engagements. Because the moment the mind will go into those engagements, then we will forget the essence of everything, which is pure devotion. So a sadhaka should always understand that there is more. There is a journey. This is a journey. There's more to be done in the process of Krishna consciousness. It is not, it is not stagnated. You see ocean, it's always flowing. You see the river, it's always flowing. It's not stagnated anywhere. They're flowing, continuously flowing. That's why if you see the river which is continuously flowing, it is pure. Even though through our nature we made all those rivers impure, and they continuously flow. Now that thing is required. So likewise in Krishna consciousness, it's a continuous flow. One should move forward. Cannot stay at one place. You should cannot stay in one place means not to leave your house, family, and everything. Consciousness change. Is that we cannot do that. We have a lot of responsibilities. We are bounded with the life of Grihastha. Actually, can't even say we are Grihastha. Fully Grihastha means different. It's a different plane. That we will discuss more when we advance more and more in the process of Krishna consciousness. Because Grihamedi Grihastha. It's differentiation. Grihamedi works for himself. I'm a mine. This is mine. This is my family. I should take care of this, that, this, that. So many other things. It's only on his bodily consumption. In the day, he will work very hard. In the night, he'll engage in sex life. It is Grihamedi. Because he has no other happiness. It's actually pathetic situation. Pathetic situation. He works all day, and then to combat that, he engages in sex life in the night. This is Grihamedi life. And then all the money is used for his purpose. This is Medi. What is Grihastha? Grihastha is in a pure state. There's no sense gratification. There's no question of sense gratification in his life. What is Grihastha? And then everything he's there for Guru and Krishna. That is Grihastha. And then his family is also there for that. That is Grihastha. The thought process is this only, nothing else. That person is called as Grihastha. So it goes deep. So it has different levels and states. So likewise, when Prahlad Maharaj came And then when he saw Narsinghadev, after killing Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj was being requested by all these personalities, all these exalted personalities, Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, empowered personalities. They requested Prahlad Maharaj, go and pacify your master. Because he came for you. We cannot pacify him. Lakshmi Devi is actually fearful seeing that state of Narsinghadev. And then Lord Shiva, he cannot go. Brahmaji, Lord Brahma, he cannot go. All the Devi Devatas, the exalted personalities, they cannot go. I always adore this quality of Prahlad Maharaj here. Actually, if you closely observe, dear devotees, it is only for Prahlad Maharaj Lord Narsimhadev came. Okay. But Prahlad Maharaj doesn't even have a tinge that Lord Narsimhadev came for me. And then he says that I am born in a demonic family. How is Lord and why is Lord coming for me? What qualification I have? None. And then with that state of mind, he's actually offering obeisances to these personalities. And this state of mind is not only with Prahlad Maharaj, whoever abides to their instructions, it comes to us. Just simply desiring that state, it comes to us. I was talking to my god brother yesterday. It's beautiful. This is what I relish in the process, is to develop that good relationships. I have few devotees where I can go and then share my heart because I know they are not envious. That kind of devotees we should have in our life. Now he was asking me, you give Krishna consciousness in the morning. Now, what do they do in the evening? This is what the question he asked me. I said, evening also they discuss. They study nicely. He told one thing there. When the teachings of Krishna consciousness are not churned again and again, when they are not churned, when they are not practiced again and again, that when we will miss the bus. It's a very important statement which he told me. He said, when the instructions are not churned again and again, Dvesha will come into the heart. I said, that's what you said is right. Dvesha will come. Because what is happening means, if the process is not churned again and again, something else will come. Because that is how this world is designed. Please understand this, dear devotees. It's very important what we are discussing now. A lot of people, a lot of devotees will tell, okay, I've been practicing chanting, but still the anarthas are there. Why? Because we are taking that association also. Not just this, we are taking that also. So the person who is hearing the pure truth, he should get that aspiration to follow that. That is the reason we should have a platform so that we all can come together, we all can discuss, we all can understand the truth and then churn it and then discuss more, again churn it, again discuss. This is what is happening. This is the heart is reacting like this. The heart reaction comes, dear devotees, but it comes with others. I'll tell an example how the heart reaction is come. For example, we are practicing for a few years. Let's say, let's assume that we are practicing for a few years. Now you see another devotee who recently came. He doesn't know anything about kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara. Lust, greed, anger, envy, false ego, pride. He doesn't know anything. He has the qualities of to become central. Now he comes for some desires. Krishna personally tells in Gita. Artho, Artharthi, Jnani, Jigyasa. Four kinds of people. So it's quite natural. Four kinds of people will come. That doesn't mean that we find that faults in them and then tell that fault to the other person. That he has problems. Who comes to the hospital? You tell me who come to the hospital? The person who has problems, right? The person who has health problems, then he will only go to the hospital. The person who is well, whose health is good, will he go to the hospital? He doesn't. Likewise, when a person comes to the mission, comes to the monastery, he's looking for that solace. He's looking for that relationship. Now, how can we point fingers towards them? Because they're looking for shelter. It is easy to point fingers against them, but it is difficult to find the faults which are there in our heart. That requires lot of guts. I remember spiritual master telling, when I tell you something, when I tell you an instruction, you will not take this to you, but you'll take this to the other person. That my wife is not doing, or my children is not, or my children are not doing, or that is not doing, this is not doing. The moment the truth is being seen that way, our heart gets diluted. That means our consciousness, which we have to aspire, which we have to digest more, that is missed. If given as a service, you should find. Otherwise, you should not find. For example, if you have been given that service that you find faults in others, then you should find. Otherwise, it's not your business. There are other persons who will find that. They will teach through the process of hearing. They will teach through the process of training. Otherwise, we should not find. That's not our business. That is not our business. So it is important to understand what we are thinking and then what we should do. What should we think? This is what we should think. There are so many principles in which Srila Prabhupada is teaching. How do I follow them? This we need to think. My chanting is not going deep. How do I do that? This we need to think. I'm unable to get the taste. How do I do that? This we need to think. Rather than we should never think that, oh, that person has envy. That person has envy. We also have that. That's why we are here. So we should be very careful. Very careful. The moment we begin doing that, we need to understand consciousness. Even Jai Vijay, when four Kumaras came, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanat Kumar, when those four Kumaras came, they requested, they're the sons, they're the child of Brahmaji. They requested, they are exalted person, they are on the plane of Brahmabhuta. They came and then they requested, I want to see Vishnu. Then by seeing that, they're very small kids without any dress, very small children, but they are very elderly people. But Jai Vijay couldn't understand. And then they stopped. That is their duty. They said, just come back later. You're just children. What do you do here? Just come back later. They were very furious. They cursed Jay and Vijay. So it is very easy to find something in the other person. Very easy. Through external, it's very easy. Because that kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara is fully in our heart, it is easy to find in others also because it's same batch na. It's easy to find. Just like a fly, it goes to the filth. The fly doesn't go to sunflower. Fly would always go to the filth. Wherever there is garbage, that is where it will go. Because that is a feast for the fly mentality. Because among the so many flowers, it will go only to that filth which is there. It will not go to any of those flowers because that is in nature. On the other side, the honeybee, there might be so much filth, This might so much filled with, there might be one hope, one flower, one sunflower. It goes there and then releases that nectar. It that is the nature. So likewise, there will be some good quality in that person. कुछ तो रहेगा ना, एक तो रहेगा ना. Just see that. No, you don't have to over express to the other person, because if you over express to the other person, what happens? Pride comes in his heart. We shouldn't be the source of that pride. If you want to appreciate, do little appreciation from the heart. Shouldn't do over endeavor should not be applied. Because he thinks that, oh, I'm a Mahabhavata. He might think. If he's not hearing, he will think like that. If whoever is they are not hearing, who are not reading the Srila Prabhupada books, they will always think that they are a great devotees. That's a problem actually. When Shravana Kirtana is not there, that's where the anarthas, as I said, right? When we are not kept, or when we are not associating with the internal energy, obviously we'll be associating with the external energy of the Lord. So that is the whole point why Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here not to associate with worldly minded people. What do we get? We get nothing when we associate with worldly minded people. We are already in the bodily conception. The bodily conception will be increased. It doesn't give any benefit. Doesn't give any benefit. This is the key which they wanted to give us through this Dadati Pratiginati principle. And then when one applies the teachings to the heart, then he will do so many services. Forget about doing so many services, but the one service which he does, he'll get happiness through that one service. If Krishna empowers, he'll do more. But he is aspiring for that consciousness. So finding faults is a state of neophyte. Never find faults. The moment you dwell on the faults of the other person, those faults will come into our heart. It's already there. They will ignite. It's like giving fire to that. Giving fire. So this we need to check. So coming back to Prahlad Maharaj. So when he received that instruction from these personalities, but you go. This is the attitude. Beautiful attitude. I have no qualification to go there. I see so many exalted personalities here. You are eligible. He turns towards Mother Lakshmi Devi. You are eligible. Mother, you are eligible to go. Brahmaji, you are eligible. Lord Shiva, you are eligible to go. But you're sending me, a small boy. Who am I? Who am I? I do not know anything. Everything is there by the mercy of Narada Muni. I'm just doing what he's telling. Oh, you're sending me? Even though I'm born in a family of a demon, Lord, and we are untouchables. Lord shouldn't touch us. Because we have the demonic mentality. This is the attitude of Prahlad Maharaj. Hats off to this consciousness. Hats off to this. Hats off to that attitude. To that. This melts the heart of the Lord. The Lord's heart melted so much with this consciousness. She says, I'm not qualified. You go and ask Srila Prabhupada. One time the reporter was been asked, Swamiji, oh, you're doing so many things. Oh, so many temples here. Was been asked uh, in Texas, someplace. Oh, you're doing so many things. Then Prabhupada simply said, I have no qualification. It's all been given. He means it actually. Krishna, Krishna is right next to us. Same Krishna is too far from us. Krishna is right with us. Same Krishna is millions and millions of miles far away from us. It all depends on our attitude, how we are. If your attitude is this, then he's present with us at this moment. With the moment you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The moment we chant this, Krishna is actually there. When the consciousness is purified, we realize that. Prabhupada says this again and again. Krishna is there, Baba. Krishna is there when you chant. His presence is there. But he will be only present when our attitude is changed. He is there every day, just like Chenna, hidden incarnation. Chaitanya Prabhu, how is he hidden? Lord is also hidden. He is there in the names, but he is hidden right now. The consciousness has to be purified. That's why Chaitanya Arjuna has to happen. No matter what, it's day or night, doesn't matter. Chaitanya has to happen. Purification has to happen. The consciousness has to be corrected, uplifted. Balramji, what does he do? He uses the club and smashes on the anarthas. But he only smashes on the anarthas when we have that desire to be smashed. When we are free from this material inebrities. When we aspire for that state of consciousness, then only he smashes. When we have the desire to serve, then only he does it. Otherwise, the smashing will not happen because he will not interfere in our free will. Even though he says through his followers, through his representatives, but they will not interfere. They will not interfere because it is because we have to ride, we have to go. Just like Dhruva Maharaj, when he's heading back to the spiritual world, he's asking those Vishnu Dutas, you know what, my mother, she helped me so much. She should also go to the spiritual world. That was his desire. Please, my mother should also. Then the Vishnu Dutas are telling, you see that plane, that is your mother, she's also going to the spiritual world. So that desire is a key for everything. That desire, we should have the desire. That my dear Lord, I'm fed up with this all materialistic propensities of this world. Please help Krishna. Please remove this material. I don't want this material. This is a futile. This is useless. It doesn't have any substance in it. This sex life is a so much disgusting thing in this world. That vairagya has to come. That vairagya will only come when we have this taste. Vishyavinya vartante nirahara sadeyana rasavarjam rasopyashta parandushtani vartata. My dear Lord, please give that higher taste so that I can leave this unwanted lower taste, lower things of this material world, which doesn't have any substance. What kind of happiness one will get through this material world? There's nothing happiness here. There's no happiness here. This is a hope. But the problem which I face is, which I always think about this. Even though there is no happiness here, still we engage our dependence in that only. Karo, 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 or karo, do, more, do big, do big. You become a big person, big. Yeah. What is this big person? Oh, materially also you should be very, very strong. Correct. This materially being strong and also want to be spiritual will not work. For sure, we need to understand, we need to cut that differentiation. One can only become pure when he is completely spiritual. That means everything he's doing is for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Everything in his life. Husband and wife coming together, or as my spiritual master told me, I'm coming together. Because he told to have children. That's it. That is the only purpose for coming together. Rest we should be engaged completely in the process of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there's no bodily connection, there's no bodily relationship because it has no existence actually. It's all illusion, state of Maya. It's all like glaring. Happiness, you see that you see the difference between real gold and rolled gold. What is real gold? Real gold means it's completely gold, it's full gold. What is the rolled gold? It has only covering. Inside there is another metal. It is only covering. So when you take the rolled gold metal and then you rub it on the surface, hard surface, you see that rolled gold will diminished pretty soon. That taking that rolled gold and rubbing up with the surface, that surface is a material world. That surface is a material nature. The rolled gold are we are rubbing ourselves because we are taking association as material nature and then trying to get some happiness. The so-called goal which is there, which will be diminished. That means our life in this world will be diminished because we are associating with this material. Life in the sense our body. That's how it is connected. But the same metal, if it is kept in the fire, same metal kept in the fire, it is not associating with another hard metal, but the same metal is kept in the fire. What it becomes? It becomes fire. That fire is absolute truth. The more you hear, the more you develop relationship, you become fire. Through that fire, these anarthas are, they don't stay, dear devotees. I'm telling you, they don't stay. Anarthas will not stay. Because the more you connect it to the truth, anarthas will run away. It will not stay. It doesn't have, because that is also temporary. It's not permanent, it's temporary. But for that, we require association. That is the core reason why Srila Prabhupada says, forget about this materialistic association, take the association of sadhus. Should always take Guru Sadhu Shastra. When we do that, heart will be happy. Then you'll relish the process of Krishna consciousness. Then you'll understand, yaar, life after life, I did this sense gratification. Then this relation will come. Yes, that's true, right? I was a dog, I did the same sense gratification. I was a cat, I did the same sense gratification. I was a fish, I did the same sense gratification, rubbing the bodies here and there, getting some gratification out of this. Now this is a time to break this. That realization will come. That realization will come. Hare Krishna. So, my request, please read those last two paragraphs, page 59 through 61. Two paragraphs are there. Please read them. And the next shloka, Rupa Goswami so mercifully says, Prabhupada writes here, in the next verse, Srila Rupa Goswami informs us what kind of Vaishnava should be selected as a friend and how Vaishnava should be served. What kind of Vaishnava should be selected, from where we should hear. That is the next verse. If the person has that qualities, go and hear from them. It's all authorized, dear devotees. We are not putting anyone down. Now, let me read the translation. I'm just a little eager. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who have undergone spiritual initiation and is engaged in the worship of deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve the pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of propensity to criticize others. Everything is there, devotees. Everything is there in this. If we understand the heart of Srila Prabhupada, if we understand his instructions, if we understand the heart of the Acharyas, this is the hope actually. Krishneti yasya giri tam manassadriyetaha दीक्षास्ति चेत् प्रणवितिश् चा भजन्तमीशम् शुश्रूषया भजनविघ्नम् अनन् अनन्यमन्या निन्दाति शून्यहृदम् ईप्सिता संगलब्धया. This is the next week discussion. It's a beautiful process, dear devotees. I don't know how you are accepting this truth, how you are understanding, but it's a very, very deep science. I've never seen anywhere like this, dear devotees. To be honest with you, uh, when I was a child, my grandfather used to take me to this place. They do some swadhyaya. He was just following some spiritual process. And when I used to go, I was like 6, 7 years old. When I used to go there, I used to do some bhajan, kirtan of Krishna. They used to read some slokas, but they didn't have these details. They didn't have these details. और नाना शास्त्र विचारनैक निपुनो सद्धर्म संस्थापको. These personalities, we don't know actually. What are these personalities, dear devotees? We really don't know what they are giving actually to us. So beautiful process is this. They've churned all the scriptures and then they wrote. This is the heart of Rupa Goswami actually. Krishnete yasya giritam manasudriyeti dikshate chet pranavisascha bhajantamisham शुश्रूषया भजन विजनम विघ्नम अनन्यमन्या निंदाति शून्य हृदम ईप्सित संगलब्ध्या. So we should take that kind of association who's aspiring for this. You should never take association who is telling this and also engaging in material propensities. Please understand. We are not trying to put anyone down. That is their nature. But we need to be very careful from where we are hearing, where we are associating. Very important. I remember my spiritual master always, Srila Prabhupada also writes in many places. Do not engage or do not associate with the person who has some materialistic desires or materialistic propensity. Prabhupada writes actually, if a person who is actually preaching and also asking for some money, do not associate with that. Or that he's using that for his own livelihood, that's not the right way. That's not the right source to hear. So there are there are some demarcations which we'll discuss more through this shloka, that where, how, why, whom we should associate. It's important. Because if our aspirations are that, then we will actually become that. For example, I'll tell something. For example, if a person who's actually telling in the class that Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, but he's not following that. Or for example, if a person who is actually preaching this sign, this is also another example, but he puts hair dye to his hair. He's preaching that you're not this body but a powerful spirit soul, and then he's putting hair dye. We should be very careful because it's a duplicious. That means duplicious nature is there. They also might not know, but the nature is there. When we begin hearing from that source, then we will be also duplicious. We will also get those desires to be duplicious because that is what we are learning. That's okay, you can be like that. You can do like that. You can do whatever you want and then also practice simultaneously the process of Krishna consciousness. It's a problem. That will not help. That's why the bullet for that is this sloka. To whom we should associate, what we need to associate. The bullet is this. Nindati sunyam hridamipsita sangalabdyaha. Shushrusaya bhajana vijnanam ananyamanyaha. Very beautiful. Hare Krishna. So you should be very careful, dear devotees. Be very, very careful with what, how, where, why we are associating. Hare Krishna. That is why the Acharya's teaching should go in the heart. When it goes in the heart, we know what is apples and oranges. We can differentiate. And we are only doing this differentiation just to protect ourselves. We are not envious towards them. We are not offensive towards them. We are not that. Just accept it as is the state. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to add anything? Hope it is making sense.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ma Vaswati Mataji, please tell.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please
Prabhuji,
accept my humble obeisances too. Hare Krishna. Please tell.
Krishna Prabhu, it's a very practical topic what you discussed today about envy, desha, which are, Prabhuji, it's for like if I'm not able to conquer that part in my life in Krishna consciousness, there is no point. Like I'm just, it's like a leak in a pot, and whatever
Correct.
I'm getting the mm, punya, it's all will be gone if my desha, if my envy is not corrected. And also I like that point, Prabhuji, you mentioned about that engage myself, like I'm talking about me, that engage only to the engage my mind and body to the service of the Lord, and that way and associate with the Guru Sadhu Shastra, so that will like eliminate to create envies on or some other mundane things, thinking about those things like will correct also, Prabhuji. And it's very valid point, Prabhuji. It is like desha and envies are, it's very bad. And the duality, like I'm telling something and I'm doing something, so it's a duality, and those are like should be corrected all the time, Prabhuji, in this process. And as you said, like Mahaprabhu came as a hidden incarnation. And I forgot the name. Is that Paramananda Puri, who was the disciple of Madhavendra Puri? He came to Jagannath Puri, and he criticized Mahaprabhu's eating. They said, you are eating too much. You should not eat. As a sannyasi, you should not eat that much. And other devotees are also like, they were also very
It's
much.
Ramachandra Puri.
Ramachandra Puri, yeah. Sorry, Prabhu. Yeah,
No,
Paramananda.
no, no, no problem. No problem. Thank you.
Sorry.
I was also reminding.
Yeah,
Please continue. Please
yeah.
continue.
And then he actually, actually, Madhavendra Puri was not very happy with him, but he came to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu, he is so merciful. He is a supreme Lord, but he still give all the respect to him. He did not say anything. Rather, he told his associates like, "Do not eat too much," and the associates
Yes.
were saying, "When you will leave." So it is so good. I mean, the good pastime. So when you are discussing about that part for fault finding, etc., that time I was thinking about like Mahaprabhu also has to face in this material world all those things. So
He
thank you.
simply kept quiet and then he
Yes.
was not speaking a word.
Yeah. Yeah. So and I visited this year Jagannath Puri Gombhira, where Mahaprabhu was there for almost 18 years. And it is so divine. Like when if you get chance, Prabhu, please visit Sri Gombhira. It is amazing. And still he is there. I mean, he does his Nitya Lila. It's
Yes.
written there. It's very divine, Prabhu. Like my life is successful. I felt when I visited Sri Gombira. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
point, Hare Krishna.
Actually, at the consciousness level, we are there with them. When the consciousness becomes pure, when we are striving to follow the teachings of our acharyas, they give us that access. Even though we are here, we can see their presence. Tava katamrutam tapta jeevanam kavibiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadatam Bhuvi Grinati Bhurida Janaha. This is a shloka spoken by the king Prataprudra Maharaj to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he reciprocated, I can't give you more than this. What you said, I can't repay to this. Because this is a glorification of the Acharyas. Because a glorification of the pure devotees. Because it is only through their mercy we can actually relish the process of Krishna consciousness. The entire 4 lines are that. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam. That is their life and soul. They do not have any other business in this world. There's no mundane things of this world. Kavibiriditam kalmashapaham. Because they are so much empowered personalities. It's only through them we can understand. Then this Shravana will become the most auspicious Mangala. Most auspicious. Burijanatiye. What is it, Burijanatiye? They actually give this to this entire world. This is the heart of Srila Prabhupada. That is the heart of his followers. So we should simply aspire for this state. When we aspire for this state, the Gambira pastime which you are taking, I really wanted to go to. So only when my spiritual master takes, because otherwise what I will see. So the moment I came to this moment, I was convinced that if my spiritual master takes me, I'll go to those places. That's how I went once with His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj to Mayapur. When that was in 2017, 2016 or so. It was only once I went to Mayapur. And then after that, many years, my Shiksha Guru took us to Vrindavan last year. I was convinced by reading books, Srila Prabhupada books, that Arey, kya dekhte hain apan? What I will see, at least myself. I cannot see anything. So, because I do not have that state of realization which they have. If they take me there, then I will go there. Otherwise, they will also take me there through their words, through their Vani, through their consciousness. This is the life. If you see, Srila Prabhupada is a beautiful example. Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, and then this is the last day of the yatra. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur, his disciples, they gave an announcement. Now today is the last day. There are 2 options. You can stay here Harikatha from the spiritual master, or you can go to Sheshai temple. You can go there. And then everybody would go to the temple. Only Prabhupada and the few devotees are sitting, wanted to hear. And then at that day, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, Sabir Babu, he'll make a lot of progress. He'll become a great devotee because he's hearing attentively. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj says, what can we see? If the consciousness is right, it's only exercise to the eyes. We'll see the details. What do we see? What do we pray? What do we aspire there? But rather when we hear, we can actually see them in the heart. So that these are all the pastimes which kept me, this is what I should do in my life. I don't know whether I'll become a devotee in this life or not, but at least if I try in some day, shape or form, through their mercy. I remember my spiritual master telling again, before he met his spiritual master, he was also aspiring after reading Srila Prabhupada. He was also aspiring to become a pure devotee, but he said he was failing again and again. Then he told one thing, that my spiritual master told me that you become a pure devotee. Then Now I am in that state. Now I am in that process of becoming a pure. That means person has to tell, everything has to tell, everything has to be given to us. When everything is given to us, then we aspire for that state. That's the beauty in the process. Ramachandra Puri, he was actually doing an offense to his spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri. He was telling, Are, what is this? Why are you worshipping the Brahman? Why are you telling where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Go worship Brahman, you can go there. Then he immediately says, actually, he was out of separation. He was calling out the Lord. He couldn't understand. Because he never understood the heart of his spiritual master. That is a dear devotee. You see, you understand this. Not knowing the heart of our spiritual master is the source of everything. Not understanding their mode, not understanding what they want us to do. That is a downfall for everything. That's what happened to Ramchandra Puri. He never understood. That's why he became offensive. That was the reason he offended Lord Chaitanya. But on the other side, Ishwar Puri, he did services, menial services left and right, because Madhavendra Puri was like bedridden. He couldn't get up, he couldn't do his activities by himself. So Ishwar Puri was helping him so much. And then through that help, through that service to his spiritual master, Lord became his disciple. What is this? Ishwar Puri's disciple is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord became his disciple because he was sold out profusely by seeing his attitude and then service mentality. You cannot understand the relationships in Chaitanya Charitamritam. They're very deep, actually, beautiful, actually. They're relishable experiences. But when we give up this materialistic propensity, then we will understand more and more. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vashwati Mataji.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to add anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and Pranam all Krishna.
Bol Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Prabhuji, for wonderful, morning message every day, feeling us inspired and actually knowing what is bhakti. Because all this time, I'm a Mishrama Bhakta because I do a lot of other things as well. But of course, my feeling is, because I cannot, I'm not on that deep. At least I'm trying to do some seva, but hopefully one day, I can come to this level, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And also, Prabhuji, one question I had is, like, we are in this material world. We have to deal with so many, other things also. It seems little challenging, at least for me, to take to that level. So I know that you're giving us very practical examples. Right, Prabhuji. So, for suppose we have to, for doing the, Janmashtami festival and all, we have to interact with other people also, and seek help and all in that way, right, Prabhuji? So, wanted to check if that is okay, doing those things. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Actually, we should always ask this question. What am I doing in my life? And is this activity pleasing my spiritual master? Because I know sometimes we have to engage with worldly minded people. It's only a one-off thing just for that program. It is okay because we have to do that program. But the programs will begin and then it will end. And then after that program, the service related to that will be stopped. But we need to have a continuous service. which will actually uplift our consciousness further, further, and further. Because now again Janmashtami is next year. So the purpose of all these festivals is what is? The purpose of all this festival is to actually really correct our consciousness. And to your point, which you said, the desire when we cultivate that I want to change my state from state of Mishra to state of pure devotion. The desire we need to cultivate. The moment you said, I was praying internally in my heart that, devotees should get that state of consciousness. The moment you said, I was praying internally. Because that is the only hope for us in this world. The state of Mishra will not help us actually. Actually, rather than helping us, it will actually put us in troubles and traumatic situations. It will actually remove our faith from the process. But on the other side, the pure devotion will actually enhance that faith. Just like if you see, 6 sons were born to Mother Devaki. After 6 sons were born, every child was being brutally killed. And then Balramji came, who is a spiritual master. Then through him, Krishna came as the 8th child. But if you technically see, Balramji was there since the beginning. He might not manifest, but he's there. Now, how do we know that Balramji is there since the beginning? Because Vasudev, he spoke to Kamsa. Vasudev is speaking to Kamsa that, no, why are you killing Devaki? It's a problem, right? The problem is not with Devaki, the problem is with the 8th child. Why are you killing Devaki? Now that inspiration is coming from Balramji. Sitting in the heart, that inspiration, the Chaitya Guru sitting in his heart, that is what the inspiration is. That means they are always there with us. Srila Prabhupada or Acharya, they are always there with us. Our spiritual master, they are always there with us. But their presence is revealed to us when we try to transform ourselves more. When we understand what is our priorities. This is our priority actually. Shravana Kirtan and then trying to follow them to the best of their ability. That is a great service actually. And then when this service comes, naturally preaching will come. Naturally preaching will come. That is our moment. Our moment is what? Preaching moment. That will come. Because when we come to that state, whatever we speak is truth. Because we are following them. Yadyad acharayasya tattat evetaro janaha. When we aspire for following the truth, core to the heart, then whatever we say, it will impact the other person's heart. It's very important. And we don't do that to impact the other person's heart. We do it to please our spiritual master. Very important. Because when we do that, otherwise what will happen? It will be like Ramachandra Puri not understanding the heart of Madhavendra Puri and then offending him. Likewise, when the devotees, not the devotees, the deities will become heavy. Kya karenge yaar? Deities are there at home. No, I should offer. No, I should do this. Because deities are there at home. I've seen devotees telling these words because that means they're unable to connect with them. I feel so sad because the connection is not there. Just like we cannot understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because the connection is not there. So these things are very important. When we hear and then try to follow them through that relationship, then what happens? These services will come naturally. They will do. We will do great services. So that has to come. But also, we should aspire for that state that, my dear Lord, I'm not yet there, but please help, please help. And our superiors will pray for that consciousness. I remember my spiritual master, he was always telling us, I'm praying for all of you. Because I want all of you to come to that pure platform. Because when you come to that pure platform, then you can do good services. Because service should be a deep opportunity to connect. That's how it works. Because I was speaking to my godbrother yesterday, how we are doing our services, and then how we are relishing the process, and how he is relishing, he's sharing. And how I'm feeling joyful, I was sharing to him. Because that service is the one which is binding both of us. Because we both have a common spiritual master. We have that through that relationship, we feel that, oh yes, this service is only binding us. Because pranipatena, pariprashnena, seva is also there. When pranipatena, pariprashna is there, when seva is not there, then it will not become strong, like a Fevicol. It will not be strong. When the seva is coming, then it becomes strong. That sevaya comes when pranipatena pariprashna are taken core to the heart. That means no matter what, because I don't know, we might die tomorrow. My dear Lord, please, I want to do this today. That someday, why that someday shouldn't be today? This should be our prayers. This should be our attitude. And Krishna is ready to give. Srila Prabhupada says this. I want so many people because so much has to be done. But that so many people also should have right attitude. He also says another thing. I want just one pure person. Thus that one pure person will ignite to the others. That's what the followers of Srila Prabhupada are doing. We should become pure. We should aspire for pure. We should give pure. When we become pure, when we aspire for that pure, then purity we will give pure only. We will not give anything else. What is Mishra state? Is like eating sweet rice mixed with sand. That has to be removed. Sorry if I caused an inconvenience through my words, but that has to be removed. I'm only your well-wisher. Just trying to expand my heart, because this is the only essence. Now you show me anything else other than this. Because this is what our acharyas are continuously propounding to us. See, when we understand this, when we follow this, naturally we will follow 4 regulative principles. Naturally we will come to the state of surrender. Naturally we will work for Krishna. Naturally we will spend 50% of our salary in the service of the Lord. That comes naturally. But when these things are not there, that is where the problem is coming. I remember a practicing devotee who was practicing since like 15-20 years. He has this question: where is the problem in me? Why am I unable to relish this process more? Where is the problem? Then the answer is lack of surrender. You see, yesterday we discussed that also. Let me read that. But anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, due to unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. That means he'll be free from illusion. He'll be in that state. And through that consciousness, when he preaches or when he does some services, then it makes sense. But those who are attached to this body, for example, we are attached to our body. and then we are preaching that you are not this body but a powerful spirit soul. We ourselves we feel that I'm speaking something, but I'm not there. Which is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals cannot do so. That means, oh, that will not come. Because we are doing something and we are aspiring for something else. That state has to be corrected more and more. And that is happening. We see a lot of progress in the process. We need to aspire for that, cultivate that desire. We should cultivate. I'll pray for you. Please cultivate that desire. Because if one person comes to the plane of pure platform, he'll benefit so many others. That has to come. That is the way. There's no other way in Krishna consciousness. That is the way.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, understood. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Subal Prabhu, for being very honest with the heart. Thank you. Your sincerity. Please continue to that sincerity. Prabhupada will give so much mercy. Prabhupada is only asking for us to be sincere. Today or tomorrow it will happen. Definitely it will happen. If you aspire for that consciousness, it will happen. It will happen. For sure. Thank you. Anyone else?
Prabhuji, thank you. Yesterday you told me to do the 4 malas, and this morning I'm able to wake up with full consciousness and I'm able to do. I'm really, really thankful for that. I'll try to continue that from today.
Please chant every day. Chant 4 rounds.
Yeah, sure.
And always keep this in the mind that if I do this, my superiors, Srila Prabhupada, they will be very happy with this.
Yeah, sure.
Through that way, you will develop relationship with them.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else? Hare Krishna. Actually, I wanted to. Baswati Mataji messaged. So, what we will do is we will do nursing prayer quickly, and then pray for his good health. And after that, okay, Sushilpa Mata, you have some questions? We can do this at the end also.
No, Prabhuji, I just want to say thank you for the beautiful message. My reflection is that I have to work on my envy first of all. So I think it. I don't have envy, something like that when we get into conversation. But then when we hear the truth, that's when we realize, oh, this is because of the envy. It's not physically applicable, but in the subtle, there's still envy. That I need to realize on the spot when talking also. In that situation, I mean to say. Situations can be different, but have to. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the
Hare
answer.
Krishna. We will quickly chant nursing prayer for Prabhuji's betterment. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to join with me? You can most welcome to join. Then unmute yourself. We will all chant nursing prayers together. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlādāya
Hiranyakashipu Vaksha Shilatakalakalaya Itoya Simha Paratoya Simha Yato Yami Tatoya Simha Bhaya
Nasyam Saranam Prapade
Tavakara Kamala
Parenaka
Namadbhuta
Adbhuta Shringam Danita
Danita Hiranyakashipu
Tano Bringa Keshavadrita
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa
Jai
Jai
Jagadish
Jagadish Hare
Jai Jagadish
Jagadish
Jaya
Jai
Jai
Jagadish Jai
Narsimhadev
Narsimhadev Narsimhadev
Jai
Narsimhadev Jai
Prahlad Maharaj
Narsimhadev
Prahlad
Prahlad
Maharaj
Maharaj
Prahlad
Prahlad
Maharaj
Maharaj
Jaya
Prahlad
Prahlad
Maharaj Jaya Jaya
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada Jaya
Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Gurudev, Gurudev,
Gurudev,
Gurudev
Gurudev, Gurudev, समस्त भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, Taraj Prahlad Maharaj की जय. Thank you all very much for participating. I hope he recovers soon. Hare Krishna. Today is Sushilpa Mataji's birthday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very
Hare
nice.
Krishna to you,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Happy
Our Baswati Mataji generally sings wonderful for birthday.
Hare
Mataji, please.
Mataji. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to you. May Prabhupada bless you. May Prabhupada bless you. May Prabhupada bless you, Shilpa. Hare Krishna to you. May you never born again. May you never born again. May Prabhupada bless you. Hare Krishna to you. Vanchakalpatarubhaisha Kripa Sindhu eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Very
Thank you,
powerful.
Mataji, for singing.
Very nice singing.
So, Sushilpa Mataji, you should take this day as an opportunity to advance more in Krishna consciousness, to serve Guru and Gauranga very nicely, core to the heart. My sincere prayer and best wishes so that you advance more and more in Krishna consciousness and serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada nicely under the guidance of superiors and the spiritual master. May you always remain under the guidance of your superiors. That's my prayer and best wishes.
Thank you so very much, Prabhu. I was about to ask the same. You gave it with your mercy. Thank you so very much, Prabhu.
I know your heart, so I spoke that.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Fortunate. Thank you. Thank you, all devotees. Please pray for me so that all the anarthas, as well as envy, greed, pride, lust, they get transferred to love for Krishna, Guru, and Siriya Vaishnavas. Thank you so very much.
Hare Krishna. This
In
is
whole of
how-
ISKCON Tampa,
Please,
in
Subodh.
whole of ISKCON Tampa, Prabhuji, Mataji is amazing in seva.
Mm.
Anywhere seva is there, she's the first one to do seva. And any Vaishnava sevas, anybody coming, always Mataji is immersed in seva. And bhakti, you cannot even define Mataji, that much dedication. We all take inspiration from
More
Mataji.
dedication should come. So I'm not I'm not happy with that. More should come.
Yes, yes.
Very good, Mataji.
Thank you, Babaji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Happy Krishna conscious birthday, Shilpa Mataji. You're such a wonderful soul and definitely can't define you. You're really, really enhanced. You have so intense to enhance in bhakti, in divinity. And the way you keep, when we talk, the way you keep things with you, it's so amazing. Thank you for always. I'm really blessed to have you in life, definitely. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki
As
jai.
well, Basmati Mataji. Both are really, really great.
Definitely
Hare Krishna.
Mataji inspires.
Nice to hear from you, Veena Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yesterday, Veena Mataji was also serving non-stop,
Oh
Prabhuji,
no.
for almost 4, 5, 6 hours. Non-stop seva.
Nice.
Thank you so much,
Very
man.
nice. Very nice.
Hare Krishna.
Very
Yeah,
good.
she sent me a picture, so I saw that. Thank you. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you all very much. If I caused any inconvenience through my words, please excuse me. Or if I spoke anything out of my ignorance, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Gaura Hari Premanande. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
stop here. Hare Krishna.
So Shilpa Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
From Shila Prabhuji ki jai. His Grace Neil Govind ki jai.
Continue with Prem Dhwani prayers.
Yes, Mataji. Please.
You want to recite? Please. Yes. Go.
I'm just getting it, bro. Okay, thank you so very much. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Ashtottara Shata Srimad Bhakti His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai.
Namacharya Haridas Thakur ji ki
Jai.
ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की
Jai.
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
Jai.
वृंदावन धाम की
Jai.
मथुरा धाम की
Jai.
नवद्वीप धाम की
Jai.
जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
Jai.
गंगा माई की
Jai.
यमुना माई की
Jai.
तुलसी देवी की
Jai.
भक्ति देवी की
Jai.
संकीर्तन यज्ञ की
Jai.
बृहद मृदंगा की
Jai.
सामवेद भक्त वृंद की
Jai.
all glories to assembled Gaur
Jai.
Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees Hare.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Guru and Gauranga.
Jai.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachanni Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashtat Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Thank you all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.